Hey everyone, it's Wingspan TT, and if you're watching, you know what time it is. It's time for ACR, a competitive revolution, and I wouldn't call it anything else, because this is the grand finals of the Top Tier Tactics February Xbox 360 Assassin's Creed Revelations Tournament. We're here with Dark Assassina, Dark Assassina, 00, the True Believer, RaininStormwake, the Ruthless, Blake Draco, the Lone Wolf, let me just get, there we go. Blood Eyes, the Punisher, EC Sonic 18, the Risk Taker, the Big Cat 47, the Chaotic, and the Big Time 67, the Magician. Of course, yours truly, the Sniper. Now, I promised everyone going into the Grand Finals I wouldn't be a complete troll, that I didn't want, my input in the Grand Finals to cause things to happen that just are blatantly unfair. So, I'm not running into here with, like, the hitting gun and firecrackers. I'm not just going to be running around with the hope of ruining the match for everyone else. And I picked Mont Saint-Michel for the first match here for a couple reasons. One is that, we haven't seen it in the tournament yet, so I figured, what better time than now. And here, RaininStormwake is going to be coming up below me. My Pursuer there, hitting me with throwing knives. Very good call to throwing knives. Getting an early kill, the Big Cat 47 on me for 300 points. So, I was actually not worried. I saw like, oh, there's my Pursuer. What's the worst thing they're going to do? They're going to come over. I got my smoke bomb. I've got smoke bomb, I've got throwing knives, I see where my Pursuer is, who could ask for anything more? Well, apparently, I could have asked to not be on a little ledge where I was going to get knocked off. Now, Blood Eyes my target, pretty sure that is not him, so there's Blood Eyes just moving over in this direction slowly, and getting the throwing knives. Now, I understood there I was not going to kill. I knew it was possible. I wasn't going to be able to kill him, but I just want to use the throwing knives anyway. And here I hear my Pursuer, I hear the whispers, and this is a great place to go when you don't know who your Pursuer is, but you know they're close. For a couple of reasons. One is there's the chase breaker there. Two, though, is there's only a couple entrances. This doorway, alright, the one I walked in through, the roof, alright, to the left, and this side to the right. Actually, I don't even know. I guess there's a chase breaker on both sides and a chase breaker behind me. So there's 3 chase breakers and 2 roofs. So you can hear if someone is coming up the chase breaker. All right. And I saw, did you see that? You saw the courtesan had sneaked over on the left to use the edge to see who I was. But now I also see her run around the corner. So she really thinks I'm this stupid. Come on. Come on, Michael. Come on. You think the guy in a $3,000 toga is going to fall for that? So Blake Draco gets stunned. Blake, you really underestimated my powers of observation. And I'm going to go back down here to look for Big Time 67. And keep things moving along. Now I'm just going to move towards the smoke here. I was hoping Big Time would get caught in the smoke bomb. But instead, she's just going to get caught in my knife. A very early start here. RaininStormwake has a very small lead. I know Wanted is not among his favorite modes, so... And there, I see Rainin come around the corner, so again, I'm pretty sure that Rainin is my Pursuer. I just saw him run around the corner, so I'm going to move into his relatively safe area again, force him to come up here, and again, looking for where he's coming from. So, is this the most exciting thing? No, but it was Rainin, see? So it was right there, it was Rainin. He used his mute on me, but I had the long radius smoke bomb, so I managed to catch him in the edge of it. I get my kill streak to take first place, 7 minutes in the match, but again, I have a very small lead. Now, Big Time with 50 points behind me, and coming around the corner, moving out to the main courtyard. Rainin and I are like pals. We're proud. We're like, hey guys, the ladies are going to be marching into the main square here together. We're going to hold hands. We don't care what anyone thinks about us because we are empowered. Here we go. Going to get the ground finish, and here's my Pursuer. I'm pretty sure that's Dark Assassina. And she takes my life with the punch and the stab. The True Believer. I don't know what she believes in. I guess she believes in the Templar Code, or in, she believes she can get away with murder in broad daylight in the middle of a French abbey, which I guess is accurate. RaininStormwake, very close. I saw him move over to the left now. Someone else is moving that direction. Just gotta be careful. There goes Rainin, climbing up there. And just come up behind Rainin, looking for a way to possibly get a drop kill. Want to see where he is. He's somewhere back here, and he's safe. He's playing it safe. He wants to move into an area where he knows he can't really be attacked. Now he's down here, and I have throwing knives and smoke bombs, so if I can, I'd like to set up a cool drop kill. He's going to go back here. I want to see where he's going. Of course, I'm making myself very vulnerable now, wherever. So here, I can throw the throwing knives, get the drop kill, but Dark Assassina, kind of laggy there, but killing me, taking the lead with 1,550 points. Very nice. And of course, I would just like to say, going into this match now, 5 minutes into this match, that no matter how this turns out, I think everyone just played really well. I don't think anyone played any super noob maneuvers. I think now we're in the finals. We had, you know, all those qualifying brackets. We had like basically 80 people going into this tournament, alright? And then after that, alright, so we had 80 people going into the tournament. We had the semifinals, where all these people had to play against each other. Did I get the incognito? Nope, just silent. I might have, should have waited just a second more on that. So these players have, they're the cream of the crop. So I kept reminding them, look, no matter what happens, you guys are automatically like the 90th percentile of just people who entered this tournament. And there's plenty of people who were afraid to enter the tournament because they knew they weren't good. So you guys are definitely like the top 1% of players that I've ever seen, at least. So I wouldn't really feel bad if you didn't come in first place in this. I mean, you still came first place in my heart, and that's what counts. Except, you know, my wife is gonna be mad I said that. So just if she asks, I didn't say that. I said there's only room in my heart for her, and you know, the blood that pumps through my vessels to keep me alive. I'm just standing in this corner, see if I can lure out my pursuer. But then, of course, he wasn't using the camera in time, and Blake Draco, the lone wolf, comes around to end my life for 350 points. Now we see the score's pretty close. There's only a 1,300 point difference between first place and last place right now. I always get confused here. We have Big Time and the Big Cat in here. So the Big Cat up on the rooftops. A bunch of people up here. Just gonna move along. I now see Blake Draco is my pursuer, and this is why that was a very awkward situation there. But this is why it's very important in Wanted, and especially Deathmatch, but also Wanted, to not be in high profile at any time unless you absolutely have to. Because you never know, you know, when your pursuer is going to make line of sight on you from far away. It could be far away, especially on maps like this with open courtyards. Oh no, I'm going to get poached. Nope! I hit X first somehow. I hit X first and killed the Big Cat, stealing EC Sonic 18's kill. Now there's a little lag, to be fair. We have some players in Europe, some players in North America, South America. We did have some players in other countries too, but unfortunately due to lag, they had to drop out of the tournament. And I'm now in 5th place, so moving this blend group, I just want to see if Blake Draco is going to come anywhere near this corner. I can get a cool hit and kill. But I just, you know, it's possible, and now we're going to come around the corner and see, is this her? I'm just going to guess it's her. So Blake Draco, goodbye! Oh! With a silent hit and kill for 550 points. Not bad if I don't say so myself. 2nd place, again, moving into this group up here. And Dark Assassina taking the lead. So she's in the lead with the only person with more than 3,000 points right now. Very impressive. I'm trying to see if I can lure out my pursuer. I now have 2 pursuers. This Dark Assassina is definitely one of them. And just as I'm talking about her, she gets greedy and comes in, and I get the stun. I take 1st place. With that stun, I guess I got my little silent streak. I definitely say the silent streak, 3 plus 250. The one thing is I heard a chase breaker, but I thought, oh, there's someone, my pursuer's in the chase breaker to the left of me, but no, it was RaininStormwake. He's waiting the whole time to kill me. Right there. Dark Assassina reclaiming 1st place, and RaininStormwake 3rd place behind me. Very close match on the top 4. We only got 2 minutes left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. This could go any way. Now our top 4 contestants will win prizes, which I have announced on the website. TrioViz, the makers of the TrioViz 3D Infinicolor technology, will be supplying prizes in the form of their 3D glasses. You know, I was considering posting my videos, a couple of my videos in TrioViz 3D, but I figure most people don't have it, so you guys aren't going to be able to really appreciate it. Dark Assassina here sees the Imer pursuer, gets me with the throwing knives, and I drop the smoke bomb, but due to the different heights of elevation, it's just too late. And I go for the contested kill, but for whatever reason, it doesn't count, so EC Sonic kills me. And Dark Assassina taking a commanding lead. She is now ahead 5,000 points over the Big Cat's 3,950. So she now has a 1,000 point lead with only 1 minute left. Yes, it's possible someone could topple her lead, but I just don't see it happening. So I'm here to topple her life. Oh, I saw her. I saw her. I know who you are, Assassina. So she's going to defend herself with the smoke bomb. Someone else is gonna get her. I was hoping to poach the kill, but of course I got caught in smoke bomb, so I'm just gonna have to go with a ground finish. My pursuer's getting close. I'm gonna move over the edge here, see if I can lure out my pursuer. And this is something you want to keep in mind and want it as an option. If you're not sure who your pursuer is, to try to put them in a position where the only way they can get you is to make themselves obvious. Now this is not possibly the smartest move, but I was hoping to come over here and get the get the grounded bonus, finish off the big cat 47, but I waited too long. There's only 14 seconds left on the clock. I don't think it's possible Big Time 67 will come over here to get in range, but it looks like I have no clue where he's gonna be, and nope, not gonna happen. 1 second on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of round 1, wanted on Mont Saint-Michel in the Top Tier Tactics February ACR tournament. Let's take a look at the scores. Mike, let's take a look at the scores. There's no Mike. There's no one named Mike here. I just feel like if I say Mike, let's take a look at the scores, it feels more official. So Mike, let's take a look at the scores. Dark Assassina 00 taking the lead with 5,100 points. The Big Cat 47 with 4,350. Blood Eyes with 4,250. EC Sonic 18 with 4,000. RaininStormwake with 3,400. And me tied with RaininStormwake for 3,400, although I only had 4 kills. So just goes, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. The Big Time 67 with 3,250 and Blake Draco with 2,200. All right, everyone, this is the end of round 1. Stay tuned for the footage of round 2, which is Steal the Artifact in this tournament. Everyone, I'm Wingspan TT from TopTierTactics.com. Come back for round 2. Come back for the rest of the tournament. Come back to see who takes the grand finals.